All right, hello, welcome everyone. We're here with Jen from University of Toronto from the Faculty of Information. I'm going to turn it over to her so she can give us a great presentation.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining me. My name is Jen Duggan. I am the Recruitment and Admissions Officer at the Faculty of Information. I am not all of U of T, I'm just the Faculty of Information. So if you do have questions about any of the other programs, please feel free. You can actually message me and I will connect you with the right department, or you can check out our website for graduate studies and be able to see all of the different contact information that we have there. So welcome to the Faculty of Information presentation. Now, have you ever wondered how Google Ads seem to know exactly what you've been thinking? Have you ever thought about who owns your data and what you would do if you were in the heart of downtown Toronto and you saw a picture of yourself and your friends on a giant electronic billboard enjoying a Coors Light for Coors Light ad? Do you feel like you should be compensated for that? You don't even drink Coors Light, so are you obligated to get compensation? Have you ever wondered how we're going to manage the growing pile of data, pictures, and records that we create every single day, or whether artificial intelligence is going to turn out to be dangerous? Have you ever wondered why sometimes it's just really hard to find something that you're looking for on a website? Well, that's what we do here at the Faculty of Information. Our faculty generates information professionals. We reflect, understand, transform, activate, and intervene in relevant and critical information domains to enrich lives globally, all around the world. We are immersed in topics such as privacy and security, digital information management, how to retrieve and store information, how to improve user experience in design and media, and how to bridge tech and business services within an organization in order to achieve greater results. The concentration pathway that we have, and we do have quite a few programs. So we have the Masters of Information program, we have the Masters of Museum Studies program. You can actually combine both programs if you're interested in them. And then we also have a PhD in Information and a second entry Bachelor of Information program, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Now, the concentration pathway for the Masters of Information program, it allows students to choose one or two of the following concentrations: Archives and Records Management, Critical Information Policy Studies, Culture and Technology, Information Systems and Design, Knowledge Management and Information Management, User Experience Design, formerly known as KMD, Science and Library Information, and Human-Centered Data Science as well. Now, the general program pathway, you don't have to choose a specific concentration. You're going to be able to take courses in any and all that you're interested in. And there's a lot of flexibility to add, remove, or change your concentrations at any time throughout the program. You're going to be able to take courses in any concentration, even if you have a specific concentration. Now, if you're interested in co-op, we have an option for you as well. So you can pursue one concentration as well as the co-op option. And then there's also concentration and a thesis option. So if you're thinking that going to get your PhD is something that you're really interested in, or you're just really interested in the research, you can actually do the single concentration as well as the thesis. Students who are following a concentration pathway can also complete collaborative specialization. So collaborative specialization would be that combined degree for the Master of Museum Studies as well as the Master of Information. And this provides students with a really broad base from which to explore interdisciplinary areas, and it allows our students to pursue specialized subject interests or specialized developments. And they're designed to really allow a focus in the area of specialty that students, are really interested in pursuing. Now, in order to do this, students must be admitted to and enrolled in one of the collaborating graduate units. So you could apply to the Masters of Information, and as long as we've admitted you and you've enrolled in it, you do have that opportunity to then be accepted into the other program as well. In order to fulfill any additional requirements of this specific collaborative program, you've got lots to choose from. So there's book history and print culture, Jewish studies, knowledge media design, sexual diversity studies, aging, palliative, and support care across life course. That's available to students. There's also environmental studies, women's and gender studies, as well as food studies. Now, the Master of Museum Studies is the only English-speaking master's program of its kind in Canada. Museum professionals manage collections, they create educational programs for the public, they organize exhibitions, they manage projects, they run cultural institutions, and many other aspects of museum and heritage work. And they uncover stories, they bring them to life, and they preserve them for future generations. These professions are always undergoing constant evolution, and that's driven by the changes of the modern digital information era. Now, the combined degree, like I said, it allows students to gain greater expertise and strengths in the cross-section of the MMSt and the Master of Information programs. And this is ideal for students who have interests in museum informatics or digital culture, heritage, cultural information policy, the intersection of cultural memory institutions, libraries, archives, and museums, and so forth, digital curation, and the use of social networking technologies in museums. The CRO is 3 years. So this is the combined degree. It's 3 years instead of the typical 2 years that you would take. If you were to do the 2 degrees separately, that would take you 4 years. So you're actually saving a year. Applications are now open and they are available on the School of Graduate Studies website. We do encourage you to apply by January 31st if you would like to be automatically considered. Oh, sorry, I think I actually skipped over there. Sorry about that. So if you want to be automatically considered for entrance scholarships and awards, admissions award scholarships are highly competitive. So we do require a minimum A- average, and all application materials, including letters of recommendation, need to be received by January 31st. The regular application deadline is March 31st, so you still have lots of time. And the deadline for submitting all of your supporting documents is April 15th. I don't recommend waiting until the final deadline to apply because we do admit on a rolling basis and the program may become full by the time we actually receive your completed application. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you're going to be able to receive an admissions decision. We do accept students from all academic backgrounds into our program. We do have students that have a background in the social sciences, the humanities, computer science and engineering, finance, history, English. We don't actually favor students that have come from a particular program or who have particular courses. You also don't need to come from a technical background either. We're going to be able to provide you with everything that you need to be able to excel in one of those industries. Now, we are looking for a B+ average, and we're going to calculate that average in 2 ways. So either your cumulative GPA over the 4 years, or we're going to take your final average and take whichever the 2 is the highest. Now, the final year average doesn't necessarily mean that final year. It could mean that what we're going to do is take a look at your final third and fourth year in your degree and count back until we actually have a full year's worth of credits. That way we can actually provide you with the highest GPA possible to make you the most competitive applicant for the program. When we're looking at your applications, we look at files on a holistic basis, which means we're going to consider the entire application equally. That means your GPA, your resume, your references, statement of intent, all of that's going to come into play when we're making a decision. At the time of your application, we only ask for your unofficial transcripts so that we can make a decision. You're going to be able to upload copies of all post-secondary transcripts on your online applicant portal. And if you're offered admission, the offer will be conditional upon receiving an official copy of your transcripts. And in order for a transcript to be considered official, it has to come to the Faculty of Information directly from your institution in a sealed, unopened envelope. And that's due by the end of August. Now, once you've paid your application fee, you're going to be directed to the referee information page. And this is where you're going to provide us with the name and contact information for your referees. As soon as you save this information to your applicant profile, your referees are going to be emailed a referee form that they're going to complete, and that automatically gets uploaded to your file. We do require 2 academic references for admission consideration, and a 3rd optional reference is permitted, and this can be either academic or professional. I do encourage you to reach out to any professors ahead of time to make sure that they are going to be able to provide you with a good academic reference. And for those of you that graduated more than 5 years ago, you actually can substitute professional letters of reference. If you're submitting a professional reference, just make sure that your referees know that they need to focus on skills that are relevant within a graduate level program. So that would include critical thinking, problem solving, research, writing, and communication skills. Now, we also require an academic resume or a CV, and you're going to want to include information such as your educational background, relevant work experience, both paid and unpaid, any publications that you've written, any professional activities that you've been involved in, such as committees or associations, any awards, honors, grants, and fellowships that you've received. And for those of you who are required to provide an English proficiency test, you will have to submit that to us. If you've completed an undergraduate or graduate degree from an institution where English is used as the medium of instruction as well as examination, then an English proficiency test might not be required, but you will be required to provide a letter from your institution verifying that English is in fact the medium of instruction and examination. Now, when it comes to your personal statement, in the first part of your essay, we want to learn more about your vision for yourself in graduate studies and your subsequent professional career. So what is it that you want to learn in the program? Where do you want to go with this career? What can we offer you and what can you bring to the program? In the second part, you're going to have a choice of 4 questions to respond to. We really hope to better understand your interpersonal skills and your self-reflective capabilities. And there are 4 main themes that we're looking at. There's teamwork, there's equity, diversity, and inclusion, there's coping with change, and there's managing multiple priorities. So it's not, we're not actually asking you to provide us past experience in any of the areas that you're planning on studying in. We're looking more to see that you are a fit for the program and that the program is a fit for you. Now, this slide, fees, awards, and support, this is the cost for 1 year of the program, and this is based on the 2020 to 2021 amounts. The School of Graduate Studies will post the new tuition amounts in July. It's roughly going to be around the same amount as you see here. And you don't have to pay for the entire year up front. You can actually pay per term. So that would be once at the start of fall, and then a second payment at the start of the winter term. Now, part-time students, you're still going to have to pay the equivalent full-time program fees. So the cost isn't less if you're studying part-time. It just kind of gets spread out over a longer period of time. Now, if you do not make a payment in the summer, you're going to have a balance of degree fee. So that would be at the start of your fall term. And then you would actually pay that fee at the end of your degree. Students in the professional master's programs, including the Master of Information, they typically fund their own educational expenses through a wide variety of programs. And you'll see that it's been broken down here into 3 general categories: financial aid, which is usually based on financial need; awards and scholarships, which are typically merit-based. Some do require a separate application, so make sure you're looking out for that. And then the third category is employment, either on or off campus. Now, most of our students do receive OSAP if they're coming from Ontario, so that's the Ontario Student Assistance Program, or some other form of government loan if you're outside the province of Ontario. For students receiving OSAP, your financial need information will be sent to us directly. And for students receiving out-of-province student loans, you need to complete the out-of-province financial aid application form, which can be found on our website, in order to be eligible for other financial assistance that we offer. Now, PMFA is a grant that attempts to fill a portion of the financial gap for students who receive the maximum amount of government financial aid available, but whose funding doesn't actually cover all university costs. We also have emergency grants, which students can access if they encounter an unexpected emergency situation, like a flood in their home, or they've lost their apartment, or they can't pay for food or rent that month. So you are able to apply for an emergency grant should you need it. For students with permanent disabilities, well, you may actually receive funds through the Canada Student Grant for Persons with Permanent Disabilities as part of your OSAP funding. In addition, grants are available through the Ontario Bursary for students with disabilities and the Canada Student Grant for services and equipment for persons with permanent disabilities, and that's going to help you with disability-related supports and services. Now, there's always the good old bank that you can turn to as well. So you might wish to apply for a line of credit. U of T has partnered with Scotiabank to provide preferred interest rate to U of T students through their Scotia Professional Plan. But of course, you can apply for a line of credit from any institution that you're comfortable with. You absolutely don't have to use the plan that we have available for you. Now, I've already spoken about automatic entrance awards, but again, your complete application, including references, need to be submitted by January 31st in order to be considered for these awards. And applicants should have a minimum A- average. And that would be, again, that final year or the cumulative GPA as well. In addition to automatic entrance awards, there are additional scholarships that can be found through the School of Graduate Studies and the University of Toronto website. Now, these do require a separate application, and I would suggest that you try and complete these applications as soon as possible once they open up so that you have greater access to some of the scholarships that are available. Applicants can also apply for an external government award, such as OGS, which is the Ontario Graduate Scholarship, or the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, or what we call SSHRC award. The amounts typically range from $15,000 to $17,500. And it's really important to note that the deadlines for these awards are much earlier than the program application deadline. So you should be looking into this now because the deadline is actually December 1st. If you do not receive an external award in your first year of study, don't worry, you can always apply while you're in your first year of study to actually receive one of those grants in your second year. Now, we do also have other SGS or faculty awards, and these can include in-course and current student scholarships, competition awards, travel and conference awards, as well as international student awards as well. And then finally, many of our students work part-time while studying, and the work-study program here at U of T is a really great option. These are on-campus jobs, and it's convenient because you're already on campus and you can work between your classes or when it's most convenient for you. The applications open in early August, and we're going to let you know when they become available. Of course, because we're going to be hiring our own work-study students in the Faculty of Information, and we'd love to have current students on board to help us out with a wide variety of different work opportunities that are going to pop up. And then, of course, you always have off-campus employment, which is an option for you as well. I do encourage you to take a look at our website for a general timeline on big items that you need to keep an eye on at different times of the year as well. Now, like I said, our 2021-2022 application cycle is now open, and that also includes our second entry Bachelor of Information. Applications have to be submitted through the application center, which is the Ontario University Application Center. You will all be applying as 105 students. That just means that you're not currently an Ontario high school student. So you're pursuing university or college, or you already possess a degree or a diploma and you're applying now. In addition, you're going to want to submit the required supplementary application. And that comes directly to us at the iSchool. So that would just be emailed to us at admissions.iSchool@utoronto.ca, and we'll make sure that you have access to all of this information. Now, your personal statement, this is your chance to get creative. We want to know about you and why you and the second entry Bachelor of Information program are right for each other. You're going to be able to present your statement using a choice of media. So you can put forward a 90-second video. We're interested in the message, not your video production skills. So don't worry if it's a wobbly camera. Just make sure that the content is there. You can also submit a personal essay, which would be a 400 to 500 word essay. You can show us a website or a portfolio. You can present us with a slideshow presentation, create a storyboard, telling a story about what you hope your 2 years in the Bachelor of Information program would be like, or any other format that allows you to best communicate your ideas and helps us get to know you. Now, the Bachelor of Information program, as I mentioned, is a second entry program. This is available to students who have completed at least 2 years of an undergraduate degree, and they want to transfer in for another 2 years to complete their Bachelor of Information here at the University of Toronto. Perhaps you already have a degree and you'd like to get a second degree, you can do that as well. And you do actually stand a chance of receiving transfer credits in addition to those 2 years as well. So when it comes to your personal statement, you're free to take any approach that makes sense for you when you're applying to the Bachelor of Information. But really, you want to focus on things like, why does the Bachelor of Information program make sense for you at this point in your education? How do the required courses in the BI program excite you intellectually? Maybe recount an experience that you had working on a project, whether it was a solo project or in a team, and really give us some information about, who you are as a thinker and a doer. That's basically it for the Bachelor of Information. And that feeds directly into the Masters of Information, the Masters of Museum Studies, and then eventually the PhD in Information, should you be interested in it. Now, that's basically it for the main presentation, but I do want to draw your attention to our Information Day that's upcoming. It is coming up on October 30th, so that would be next Saturday. It's a virtual offering for you. You're going to have a chance to chat with faculty and with staff, have a general information session, as well as concentration conversations as well. So it's a really great opportunity for you. You can find the link by going to admissions.ischool@utoronto.ca, or just Googling the iSchool at the University of Toronto or the Faculty of Information at the University of Toronto. I also put it in the chat on the main feed here today, so please feel free. I'll put it up there again if you're interested. We'd love to have you join us. And space is limited, so just make sure that you register ahead of time. And that's basically it. So why don't we take a look at some of the questions? Okay. So the first question I have is, are there application fee waivers for Black students? Not necessarily, no. We typically do not waive any sort of application for students coming in. There are other opportunities and different outreach that you could connect with in order to see if there's funding to help you pay for the application. But from the viewpoint of the University of Toronto, we're hoping that students are able to pay that application fee, because it becomes a little bit concerning. If you can't pay that fee, how are you going to then pay for your education, especially because you have to come up with your basically your own funding. Okay. For the sciences, can I apply to U of T if my results are not yet out, but the registration date is fast approaching? So, I mean, you can. What we're going to want, and this goes, for any of the programs, we're going to want you to start submitting, unofficial transcripts and making sure that you can give us official transcripts for any of the grades that you've already completed. So you can always reach out to the university that you've attended and just see if they can send us more information. Now, what can I do if I can't get my SAT results before admissions are closed? So for the Faculty of Information, we actually don't require your GRE or your SATs, your GMAT or your SATs. So for us, it's not a problem. What I would do is, if you're interested in programs outside of the Faculty of Information, that you reach out to that program area, because they do handle those admissions and they can potentially, they will be able to give you some recourse, okay? Let's see. Let's scroll up here. What is the difference between the co-op and internship options? So it depends on the program that you're going into. Essentially, they're the same. You will find that most co-op opportunities are paid, whereas an internship, you're usually gaining credit for it. So you're not being paid, you're getting graded on it. So it becomes part of your coursework. It does vary amongst universities as well. So you want to make sure that if you're looking at different program areas, that you're asking what that difference is. But when you boil it down, it comes down to work experience, hands-on work experience in the industry that you're interested in pursuing. Okay. Will there be another presentation tomorrow? No, there won't be another presentation tomorrow, unfortunately, although this is a really great format and I wish I'd signed up for it. However, if you join us at the open house that we're having, our info day on the 30th, I will make sure that you get all of the same information that I provided for you today. Then Plus, you have the added bonus of being able to chat with faculty and staff and really get some incredible answers from the people that are going to be teaching you. Okay. When applying, is there a difference in admissions probability when applying to different U of T locations? No. So each campus does their own admissions separately. When you're looking at the graduate level here at U of T, each department, each faculty actually does their own admission. So really there isn't a greater chance to get into one campus versus another campus, especially when you're looking at the graduate programs. If you're looking at undergraduate programs, there are some programs that might be a little bit more competitive on one campus, or they're only offered on one campus, and therefore that kind of diminishes your choice when it comes to U of T being able to get into that particular program. But no, we're all U of T. So just trust that we are 3 distinct campuses, but we are all one university. So you're still going to have all the same access, all the same great programs. We have professors that jump around from campus to campus. So you're not missing out on that. And you're getting that same internationally recognized U of T degree. Where can we find the recording for this presentation? Once it's done, we're actually going to have it in the booth. So feel free, you can pop over there. And again, don't forget, we want to invite you to our info day on the 30th. So that's next Saturday. It's virtual. It runs from 10 until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will actually save a recording of that as well and have that on our YouTube page. But if you want to be able to speak with professors and actually ask some of those more detailed questions and get the answers from the people that are teaching you, that's a really great opportunity for you. Okay, and October 30th is our info day. So it's the Faculty of Information info day. Okay, you mentioned a lot about our previous education when applying. Well, I just lost my question there. Let me see where it is. Oh, there we go. So you mentioned a lot about our previous education when applying. What do you suggest for high school students? So it depends. I mean, if you're applying into an undergraduate program, and it's a first entry directly out of high school, at least here at the University of Toronto, typically we're just looking at your grades, but there are some programs where supplementary information is required. So that would be, perhaps complete a video questionnaire, perhaps complete a profile of yourself. This is where you get to talk about your extracurricular activities or about your leadership skills. It doesn't really matter how many activities you've done, but this is where, your opportunity to talk about, all those different activities that you've engaged in high school, they really come in handy. When it comes to, transferring into, say, the Bachelor of Information program, again, we are open to students coming from all kinds of different backgrounds that just have an interest in studying information. We can provide you with the basis for everything that you need. We just have to see that you're a good fit and that you're willing to learn, and that you're going to bring something to the program. So again, we're looking at applications quite holistically, and we want to make sure that they're solid fit. Let's see. In your opinion, what makes for a great essay when applying? I would say be honest. Make sure that your answers are genuine. Make sure that you proofread them. Pass them over to somebody else to proofread. If you're not sure how to proofread and you're currently in university or in high school, pass it over to somebody, either a writing center or a teacher, so that they can then go over that for you. I used to work at a writing center, and so one of the tips and techniques that I had to try and find those little grammatical errors is to walk away from what you're writing for a couple of hours, then come back and start reading it from the bottom up. You can actually read sentence by sentence backwards if you wanted to see if anything actually stands out, but that will come in handy. But be honest. Recognize that, especially with the Masters of Information and with the Masters of Museum Studies, what we're looking for is fit. So, answer those questions to the best of your ability, being as honest as you can, really demonstrating, what it is that you want to do in the program, what you're hoping your future career is going to be. We honestly, we don't need anybody to tell us what they think we want to hear. We want to hear who you are, because fit is incredibly important to us. Okay, is there residency on campus? Yes, absolutely. So there is residence on campus. We do have dedicated graduate student residence as well. You'll be able to locate that on our website. Even if you just Google graduate residence at U of T, you'll come directly to the page. We do have residences for family members. So if you are married or common law, or you have children and they need to come with you, we do have limited spaces for that as well. So absolutely. This campus is located right in the heart of downtown Toronto. The Faculty of Information is on the St. George campus, which is the original campus at the University of Toronto. And we are pushing 200 years. So a lot of the buildings that you're going to be surrounded by and going through are quite old and quite awesome. I absolutely love it. What aspects of prospective students' life and education is considered when deciding their status of acceptance? So again, this goes back to who you are. Everything that you want to provide to us, any information that you think is relevant, please provide it to us. We are actually receiving more and more applications from students who, they've had, different experiences in life, whether it's, they've had a loss in the family, whether they struggled through university, whether they're coming from, a completely different background than information. Share all of these things with us. As long as you're comfortable sharing them with us, and as long as the information is going to help us know who you are, it's relevant information. How is student life in Toronto? It's great. It's Toronto. So it's Canada's largest city. It is exciting and it's vibrant and there's lots of people. The St. George campus is home to just over 50,000 students. So it's quite a large campus, even though geographically it's the smallest campus that we have here at U of T. And that doesn't mean that you're going to see 50,000 students on campus, because you're in the heart of downtown. So we are considered an urban university campus, meaning that you're surrounded by businesses and homes and things like that. So it's not a self-contained university campus. That would actually be our Mississauga campus, which is self-contained. But the St. George campus is vibrant. There's always a lot going on. And you do have access to get to the other two campuses should you want to go and take classes there, or just go and hang out with your friends there as well. Lots of things on the go. Okay, what are the chances that students accepted for one campus and they wish to transfer to another campus for a similar program? That depends on the other campus, and it depends on your competitiveness as an applicant. I would suggest, keep in mind, especially if you're looking at the undergraduate level, when you're applying to an Ontario university, you can apply a maximum of 3 times. Now, for undergraduate studies, all 3 campuses have a huge umbrella faculty that we call the Faculty of Arts and Science. So all of the programs at the Mississauga campus kind of fall under that arts and science. Arts and Science at U of T St. George, that's one huge faculty. It includes everything from humanities and social sciences to life sciences, chemical and physical sciences, and then the same thing for Scarborough. Now, the St. George campus is unique because they do have a few professional faculties as well. So if you're interested in, let's say, engineering, or if you're interested in kinesiology or music or architecture, those are professional faculties that fall outside of arts and science. But if you're interested in computer science, you can apply once to each of the 3 campuses to computer science. If you're interested in English, again, you can apply to all 3 campuses for that as well. So there is flexibility, but if you want to go to, let's say, the Scarborough campus to study the, Bachelor of Information, it's not offered there. It's only offered on the St. George campus. Okay. Let's see. Hello from Switzerland. Hello, Michael from Switzerland. My question is, how far should our actual IB score be from the predicted score? So that depends on the program and the campus that you're applying to. If you're looking at an undergraduate degree, you really want to reach out to the undergraduate Office of Admissions and Recruitment so that they can provide you with that information. If you are looking for the Masters of Information, we're really looking at, the Masters of Information or the Masters of Museum Study, we're really looking at your university grades as opposed to your high school grades. But definitely reach out to the offices of recruitment and admissions at the Mississauga, the Scarborough, and the St. George campus, because they can tell you exactly how far you can drop with your scores. And that's not just for IB, that would include AP. It would also, so any of those predicted grades, and it would also count for regular Ontario high school grades as well. What do you suggest that students do to prepare themselves? It's really individualistic. So, where do you feel that you need supports? If you're looking for academic supports, do a little bit of research to try and figure out what supports are offered for you. If you're looking for any sort of disability support as well, that's all out there for you. Feel free, you can actually reach out to your faculty. I would say attend any of the sessions that the University of Toronto is offering for you. So again, it doesn't matter the campus that you're applying to. Make sure that you enroll in as many opportunities as possible. If you see that there's an admission session popping up and there are 8 different choices, you don't have to register for all 8, just come to one. But if there's an admission session, if there's a financial aid session, if there's a how to enroll in your courses session, go ahead and enroll for all 3 of those, and show up. Make sure that you take notes and that you're well prepared. I also say make sure that you're aware of what your deadlines are, because deadlines are pretty strict, and we want to make sure that you're getting all of the information in that you need so that we can make that decision and we can welcome you in September to the University of Toronto. Okay. Where can I find the courses that you would do for each program? You would actually find the academic calendar. So that's available on the website. If you go to any of the registrar's pages, so whether it's Mississauga, Scarborough, or St. George, there is an Office of the Registrar page, and that's where you're going to find the academic calendar. And you're going to be able to go and see in PDF form each course that's available. Mississauga has a really cool thing. I forget what they call it now, but they're kind of program bites, and you can see exactly what your first year courses are going to look like. I would also say reach out to the registrar's office just to see what it could look like in a particular program for 1 year. They definitely be able to, if not provide you with the information, provide you with information about it. Okay. English is my first language in Liberia. If I'm transferring to U of T, do I need to take another English? I have a certificate in recognized English called West Africa exam. It comprises of English, literature, chemistry, and mathematics. So David, with this, if the school that you've attended, if the language of instruction is English, and if the language of your examinations is also English, and you're applying to the Faculty of Information, we ask you to have the university, your previous university, write us a letter and send it to the Faculty of Information, just declaring that, again, the mode of communication and teaching at that university is in English, and that your exams were also in English. It's probably the same for the undergraduate programs, but again, you want to reach out to the undergraduate offices if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, so yes, this is for the master's program. So the Faculty of Information for the Masters of Information, the Masters of Museum Studies, or the combined program. And then don't forget, we also have the Bachelor of Information program, which is second entry. So you have to complete 2 years of an undergraduate degree in any field, and then you can apply to transfer into the Faculty of Information for the Bachelor of Information program. Does our lack of extracurriculars and experience due to the COVID-19 quarantine in 9th and 10th grade matter? Not at all. So if you are a high school student applying to actually get into the Bachelor of Information program or any undergraduate program, you can actually indicate that, especially if you're applying to a program that requires supplementary information, you can indicate that I couldn't do anything because of COVID, and everyone around the world understands that. It's absolutely fine. You can actually add that in a statement of interest if you're required to do so. But keep in mind that the majority of programs that we have here at the University of Toronto at the undergraduate level don't require any sort of supplementary application. That's really reserved for theater, which would be an audition, for Rotman Commerce, which would be a supplementary application. as well as for engineering. And I believe there's an undergraduate combined program at the Scarborough campus that would require it, but the rest of them won't actually need that. Okay, what's the acceptance rate at U of T? Well, remember that at U of T, except for the master's programs, you're actually applying into a faculty. So don't worry about those acceptance rate numbers. That's not even important. And at the graduate level as well, that's not really important. What's important is that you put the effort in, whether it's through your academics or through your supplementary application or both of those things, to make yourself the most competitive applicant that you can be. We are Canada's largest university, so we've got lots of opportunities available for you. Yeah, and that's about it. That's all I can really say. Don't worry about the acceptance rate. The acceptance rate for a lot of schools, when you think about it historically, if you say, hey, what's your acceptance rate to X program? And I tell you that we receive 10,000 applications and we only accept 600, then people will actually self-select out of that program when they could actually be the best applicant for that program. So don't worry about those acceptance rates. If you love a program, if you love a campus, or you love a university, go ahead and apply for it. We don't get anywhere if we don't take the chances. Are there particular courses that you like applicants to take during high school? Are extracurriculars important in high school for your university? So again, it's only applicable really to those few programs that require it at the undergraduate level. At the master's level, we're more interested in at least in our faculty, the Faculty of Information, we're really only interested in what makes you the best applicant for our program. So we're not really looking at those high school activities. We're looking at your undergraduate activities. I do encourage you, again, to sign up for any sessions that the undergraduate offices are going to offer for you so that you can be familiar with the different programs that they're offering and what they're looking for. I tried researching it. However, is there a U of T prospective student mailing list? You know what, Michaela, the best thing that you can do for that, I would say register for either a session that the university is hosting. And once you do that, you're actually on the mailing list. You can opt into it, and then you're going to receive more information. That goes for undergraduate. It goes for the master's programs as well. So any programs that you're interested in, if you sign up for an on-campus, even if it's virtual event, then you'll automatically be able to self-select in. Okay, it looks like those are all of our questions and we are just in time. I want to thank you all for joining me. Again, if you have any questions about the Faculty of Information, I do encourage you to register for our fall campus, for our info day that's coming up next Saturday. I'm happy to answer any of your questions as well at those different events. And if you're at the undergraduate level, definitely take a look on our website, all three campuses, Mississauga, Scarborough, and the St. George campus, to see what really cool opportunities they have available for you. I will tell you that at the undergraduate level, next week is Fall Campus Week. So definitely head over to the U of T website. If you're currently a high school student wanting to get into a bachelor's degree, you'll be able to join a lot of information there too. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you joining me. It's been really fun. I'm glad to see that 63 people showed up. You make my day much, much better. So take care of yourselves, and hopefully I will see you soon.